Yeah, Campus USA. Yeah.
This is Car Bros Podcast, episode 92.
The big 9-2.
Big 92.
we have some breaking news.
Still funny. Oh, yeah. What's the breaking news? This guy? Yeah. Okay. So
Was that like just right now that you?
This was yesterday. Like sometimes when I'm biking around or like just driving, I don't know if you do this too. I'll pull out my phone and take a picture of something that I want to like make fun of later.
But you just want to document it real fast.
You need some more time to like soak in the details.
Yeah, so this is what we're looking at. This is like a G37, maybe.
Yeah,
according to
so.
according to his Instagram handle, yes.
Oh, that's true.
Damn carbon fenders. It's just kind of your run of the mill, like dumped, clearly just like sideshowed G37.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. The first thing that I said when Coin sent the picture is that like I can hear this photo.
Yeah. These cars have just like more than the 370Z, like the G35 and G37, just immediately they went from like kind of whatever to just this is like the target like beater now. It's like the trashiest car on the road. Is a G37. Wouldn't you agree? Like more than a Charger.
It's definitely up. The weird thing about those is like it has like a super fucking like notable exhaust. Like you can instantly tell when you hear one.
Yeah, it's like even more notable than like a Subaru. Yeah.
Yeah. But even though like there's not really anything, like I don't know what it is about those engines that are like so distinct, but also like not cool. Like I don't know. Like most other cars just sound like a V6, but those have a very distinct note that you can.
Well, there was a moment where the new Z was cool because it sounded different. The kind of Chewbacca sound. Yeah. It was like, oh, it's like different. But now it's like the sound of like poverty and bad decisions.
Yeah, plus they've kind of taken the same tone and made it about 10 times louder as well.
Yeah. Anyways, we were just laughing at this dude. Yeah, so it's kind of funny because like I was biking when I took this. This is like pretty dangerous. I had one chance to snag it. Yeah, but in my mind, I'm like, he doesn't care that I'm taking a picture. That's what he wants. You know,
it's true.
Not like.
Well, I mean, he wants you to tag him, obviously.
Yeah. Anyways,
Jaden. If you want to hit him up on Instagram,
G37. If you want to check him out, he's like a pretty cool guy.
What's up, Jaden?
He looks pretty small in that car.
I know.
Like the only thing you really see is his Zoomer perm.
Yeah, the Zoomer haircut. Okay, well, it's off to a good start. Anybody else want to make fun of a car they saw? I actually do want to make fun. So my brother last night, this was very timely. This thing's still for sale, actually.
Damn, this could be yours.
Do a little promotion for this guy. Free promotion.
Yeah, so this is a C4 Corvette on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay, well, first thing I noticed is that Chris is clearly in the market for a Corvette now. He's
looking. Yeah. I've been pushing anybody in my life who like can purchase one. I've been telling to buy a C5.
You're like 19-year-old roommates.
Yeah, like
you've been fluffing it up pretty hard. Yeah.
So what I've noticed, like he lives in Pennsylvania, and shitty cars back east, it's just a different flavor because I think it's because the elements are so much rougher.
I think they're more rusty, but like less like sun blasted kind of.
Yeah, like it's just like he'll send me some stuff. I'm like, man, you just like wouldn't see that here. Okay, so this is which is nice. I like to diversify my trashy ads. Okay, so 1993 Chevrolet Corvette Coupe, $1,500.
Not bad.
It's pretty reasonable. And if you're audio only, this thing is like, this picture a C4 with like the hood up, which is pretty funny on a C4 because it's like just
the hood and fenders
out of the gate. Yeah, when you lift the hood on a C4, it already kind of looks broken somehow because like
it's because the fender comes with it. Like that's
and
the C5. It's just the hood.
I think he pulled some additional like fender panel.
I think there's like there's like a bottom piece like below the where the hood.
It just like really exposes a lot of the car's guts when you raise the hood. It's just a kind of a weird look. Okay, so here's the ad. This is all one sentence. 1993 Corvette, 114,000 miles, has new fuel pump, runs off spray, needs ignition module, keys was lost, still can turn it over, have bill of sale from original owner, $1,500 firm today, or trade car needs towed away, no title.
Two exclamation points.
Two exclamation points. Yeah, so it's just like all bad. He doesn't have the keys or the title.
What does runs off spray mean?
I don't know. I think
like spray like starter fluid into the.
I see.
Yeah, it's like if he sprays starter fluid in it and cranks it,
somehow cranks it without the keys.
Turns
it over without the keys.
Like you just touch two wires together. Someone's inside to touch two wires together.
Yeah, it's just pretty bad. Just like in general, it's not like here's. I'm just gonna send you guys like one more. He said, I think I'm not sure what he looks for. I don't think he's just looking for like all cars. Your brother, you mean? Yeah, but he'll send me these gems. So this is just one. It's just one more quick one. 2010 Subaru Forester, $2,000. This thing's like sunk into the ground.
Yeah, I would say a quarter of the wheels are sunk into the grass / mud.
Yeah, it's
the front tire is like the front, like the tires have like DB'd off the wheels.
Yeah, it's just like kind of like that. Just doesn't really happen. Don't you think? Like that kind of stuff. It's just there's something about the humidity and the rain of the East Coast. Yeah, it's just a different flavor. It's just a different culture altogether. Okay, so welcome back. Thank you.
Hold on, can we? I just want to revisit the photo of that C4.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to C4.
Like they're like the whatever. I guess this is like someone's front yard. I assume.
Yeah, like if you're
front
audio
or like
only, this
backyard,
is like a C4 with the hood up and like there's like a Sea-Doo in the background and like a golf cart.
It's like the guy like lives at like a swap meet or something.
Yeah, there's a trampoline back there.
There's like a houseboat, like a jet ski, like another boat.
Oh yeah, there's a houseboat.
There's like
there's
multiple
a bunch of, like kids toys and stuff.
It's a cool look.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I like hope that he has kids or if I hope that he doesn't have
kids. He runs a daycare during the day.
Honestly, $1,500 isn't bad though, I gotta say.
It's priced right. I mean, he's realistic. It's kind of funny. Like, I mean, he probably like bought this thing and kept it for who knows how long and clearly did nothing. Like,
took off his panels.
Yeah, like took the fenders off. Yeah. Anyways, just a couple gems for you. So that's still for sale as of this recording. So,
someone check it out.
Yeah. Okay, I would say like the main topic for today is the the new Acura Integra. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say that's correct.
Yeah, the Integra is out, people.
Okay, so first thing I want to say about the Integra is that like I thought I saw one, but I didn't because
it was back. Just like first of all, it's back.
Yeah. First of all, it's back because it looks like if you didn't know what it looks like pretty similar to the like latest ILX. because they like facelifted the ILX like a couple years ago to give it kind of like Acura's like signature look or whatever.
Yeah, it's just generic Acura. Yeah.
Like, isn't it an ILX? Wasn't the ILX?
Yeah, I mean, it's effectively like the replacement for it.
Okay, so they just rebranded the ILX, basically.
But yeah, but I was behind a newer ILX. I was like, oh, Integra. It's like, oh no,
yeah, there it is.
Nope.
Yeah, just Google like 2019 or something ILX rear view, and you'll see.
You'll see what you saw.
The ILX was like kind of attractive. I don't know.
I mean, it's fine, but yeah, like. If you see that from behind, just be like, oh, it's Integra. Oh, is it? Nah,
oh wow, this looks very. Ooh.
It's back.
Yeah. Damn. The ILX was kind of the last of the drivers Integras. These aren't bad looking.
The Integra does not look that much different from behind.
No.
Damn.
No.
You can see how I was easily mistaken.
Yeah.
Damn, I should have just posted like saw my first tag in the wild.
Yeah, taggy.
Are they actually out?
The Integra is out.
Can you actually?
Yeah,
it is. Okay.
Oh, it's out. It's out, bro.
Oh, it's out. Bro.
All right, I'll keep my eyes open when I'm on the
street.
legend
lives.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So generally the automotive press, which I'm just going to kind of include like commenters on internet forums as the automotive press, because
high profile commentator.
Yeah.
It's kind of the range of like media at this point basically includes like well-written internet comments. Yeah. like high-end automotive journalism is like a step or two above a well-thought-out comment on
a forum. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like not much. So like the general kind of automotive response has been negative, right? Like I haven't really been following it that much, but
it seems like there's like I think there's like defenders and like attackers. Which is kind of weird. Like a lot of cars don't really. I don't know. It's like people are like, it wasn't supposed to be like fast.
I guess the Integra LS maybe.
Yeah, but I don't know. Should we go through like the performance figures?
Yeah, is that new or something?
Yeah, I think that just came out like a day or two ago. I just saw it somewhere.
The press finally got this new hot hatch in their hands just to see what they could do with it.
Yeah, so what was it, like 0 to 60 and like what was it? It's like 7.5.
I think 0 to 60 is 7.7 seconds.
Ooh, oh my gosh!
And I want to say the quarter mile was like 15.7. I think it was like high 15s,
or something like that.
Yeah, which would have been like reasonable for like 1997.
I was going to say for the original Integra. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been like peppy, like good.
yeah. I found another test car and driver. They were able to get a seven flat.
Ooh, damn!
Punched it.
They might have had like a real Top Gun behind the wheel.
Yeah, they like brought in a race car driver. They're like heating the tires beforehand.
Yeah, that was actually on drag radials.
I wonder if there's going to be like some kind of internet like hot shot that breaks into the sixes or something.
Yeah,
6.9 is possible.
Yeah, there used to always be that like rumor of like some guy that could like drive it like really fast.
Yeah, with C5 Z06, there's like guys who can get a high 11 stock.
Damn, there's really good drivers.
It just depends on the ambient temperature, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's always like a bunch of variables. They're like the track was cool that night, but
exactly
the air was cool, but the track was still warm.
But I was hot.
Yeah, doesn't it seem like there used to be kind of more like the manufacturer would quote a time, and that was like this is like a reasonable time that like, this is the high end, but like it's pretty fast. And then you'd kind of wait for like magazines to get it.
Yeah.
And if it kind of felt like a competition, like which magazine can fucking get
could really
like
wring its neck. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like the fastest kind of, I guess back when traction control was so primitive that you were turning it off for the fastest time. So stuff like a Viper or something is like, who knows how, like it's hard to say how fast this thing can go. And so you'd get like a
we won't know until we strap our little remember they used to put that little like bicycle wheel thing like on the back.
Yeah, I think it's just different now because it's like, okay, there's just sort of an upper limit. Like anyone can kind of get the upper limit of this car.
Right.
Maybe it's a little bit different. I don't know.
I just want to add that I'm looking at this Integra road test, and there's like an ad for the Integra that like pops up on top of it, and it says like Acura in Japanese, like in katakana writing, which is like pretty dumb since like Acura had never existed in Japan. And like this car's made for it's just weird. It's like they have this kind of like anime theme with it, even though it's like very it's like a very specifically an American market car, but it just shows they're trying pretty hard with the branding.
They're going for the youths who love anime now. Yeah,
apparently.
Yeah, so this could lead you to the conclusion of like, who is this car for? Maybe that like summarizes the like feeling. Like why anime? Was this made? Yeah, like who's actually going to buy this thing? Because it's not cheap either, right? It's like, isn't it? No, like I think close to 40.
I think if you want to get it with the stick, you have to get like whatever like upgrade package or something. And I think it's like 36, 37 grand.
Yeah, so this is not like, that's not crazy, but this is not like a high schooler first car kind of
no.
No, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a Civic for 10 grand less pretty easily.
Maybe in response to who is this car for?
I really want Coin to read this.
You want me to read this? Okay, so this is a post on the Reddit subforum R Cars, which is like which is just kind of generally like, I would say it's a pretty like novice oriented like
what do you guys think of the M3?
Yeah, there's a lot of like ultimate 2-car dream garage like Veyron and it's just kind of like a lot of like
Miata
kids, which is
Jeep.
fine, yeah, it's like it's fine, but you kind of get like different I don't know, demographics on a forum. Like, do you remember that forum that was 6-speed online or something like that? It was like 6-speed something. And it was in like the late 90s when only like good cars had 6 speeds. And so it would just be guys with like a Mark IV Supra or like
I was a moderator.
911, whatever. Yeah. And so, but it's just like an older crowd, it's just like a bit more serious. So our Cars is not that. This like generally
enthusiast,
is generally like younger dudes. Okay, so this is a post from Cars subreddit. The title is "Enough Already. The 2023 Integra is for people like me, not you." Which is a pretty good title. It's pretty provocative.
You're gonna click that if you see that.
You're gonna click. Like, it's well done, and so. It's either going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be like, oh, this is like well thought out and good, or it's going to just be this like tragic train wreck shit show, which unfortunately that is like basically what it turned out to be. Okay, so this is basically just like wall of text. What? You're pretty laughing at it.
No, I mean the title is so funny. It's just this like very like definitive like. This is for people like this is not for you.
Yes, which it's like, okay, I'm listening. Like, this could be, there's a chance where it's like, oh, here's like a take that like we haven't had yet. Okay, here's the text of it. I need to get this off my chest, no matter how much you hate me for it. I'm an architect or a technology manager. Maybe I'm a modern art museum director. It doesn't matter. The point is that people like me used to drive a Saab, 9.9 turbo, 9.3 Vigan, etc. Like, so immediately in the first paragraph, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, this dude's fucking dumb.
Like, honestly, the first paragraph, like, it almost sounds like it might be like a joke.
Yeah, this is like bordering on
I don't like
satire.
Like maybe I'm a modern art museum director. That's like that feels like satire.
Well, yeah, his three examples of jobs people have sound like a 14-year-old like thinking of an architect, a technology manager, and a modern art museum director. Yeah. What are any of these jobs? Modern art museum director? There's like 6 of those in the country.
I know.
How would you know enough about that job to what? Also, that's a well-paid job. Driving a fucking Integra.
The Integra was designed for me.
Yeah, none of these are for. So it's like he's already just lost all the credibility. So now you're reading to like savor the train wreck, basically, not because he has a good point. Okay, so he goes on to talk about the Saab 900. I'm going to skip that because I don't know anything about Saab.
Well, I do want to point out that he said, like, it says Jason Camisa, who is like a whatever commentator, called the Saab 900 Turbo the Tesla of its day, and Top Gear season 18 episode 5 knows exactly what kind of person I am. Like, that's another thing that kind of irks me is like this weird like taking the like opinions of entertainers like very seriously. Like this YouTuber knows who I am.
Yeah, like, Jason Camisa made a comment in a video
that has nothing to do with this car.
He made a tongue-in-cheek comment about the Saab 900 Turbo. I wonder if he also made a comment about museum directors.
Okay. Also, before we move on for the Saabs, there's like I don't even care that much about Saabs, but like the cars he's talking about are like these very like weird, like unusual car, like they're like very like kind of ahead of their time, which is like not what the Integra is like by any stretch of definition. No.
And it's like
it's a Honda Civic with a fucking luxury interior.
Yeah. Like, I'm also not sure that like a modern art museum director who is driving a Saab. Anyway, I don't care at all for the flamboyancy of muscle cars or the loud quote boy racer end quote looks of the Civic Si, Elantra N, and so on. I would say the Civic Si is more conservatively styled than the Integra. Yes, that is.
It's not trying as hard.
No, the loud boy racer looks.
I know, yeah.
I have no interest in, quote, bagging my ride, end quote, which I like.
Who does?
I'm not even really sure what that means. I don't really know who bags their ride. Okay. I have no interest in bagging my ride 0 to 60 times or quarter mile comparisons, which will never, ever be relevant during my commute. I would disagree. I would say a car that is this slow to 60 has strong
It just sounds
relevance.
like a whole lot of cope.
Yeah, every day when you get on the freeway and you're like scared.
Yeah, trying to get up to speed.
Yeah, you're like turning off the air conditioning compressor to get the extra 3 horsepower. Okay, so he continues, I like safety, reliability, and modern luxury.
Yeah, so do most soccer moms.
Yeah, so does everybody ever. so does like, every consumer.
So does reliability. That's ever bought a minivan.
Yeah, I don't want reliability or safety in my daily driver.
I also like how he like associates reliability with sobs, apparently.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay. I like safety, reliability, and modern luxury. I need to show up to the office in something interesting but appropriate. Think BMW M5, Audi S4, Volvo V90, or Mini Cooper. What? I can't think of a more.
Mini Cooper.
Yeah, first of all, you're spanning like $30,000 to $130,000.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gap.
Yeah, interesting but appropriate. I'm just again not sure that the Integra fits that. Maybe appropriate. This, other than its controversy, this has got to be one of the least interesting cars like released. You know, if this was called the ILX still, nobody would be fucking writing about it.
Yeah, that's true.
This is like a blend-in car. Okay. The 2023 Integra is a 5-door liftback like my Saab 9.3. The interior vents even have the same controls. Like, what?
There you go. That's all you need.
Every light except the vanity mirrors is LED. The architect in me likes that. Man, are we sure this isn't satire? I feel like we're getting duped here.
I don't know. I mean, if we are, then hats off to the guy that wrote this.
Yeah, hats off. The short-geared 6MT gives me slow car, fast fun at low speeds around town, while still returning close to 40 miles per gallon average. It comes in interesting, inoffensive blue pearl. Like, I'm not against the idea of slow car fast, but this car is not that. This car is just like slow.
Yeah.
I mean, right? I haven't read anything about it, but I'm pretty sure people are like, this thing is really fun to bang gears in.
Well, plus like slow car fast is usually like for like a little sports car, like a little like shitbox car, not like a wannabe luxury car.
Yeah, it usually means you are driving it hard, but you're actually going slow. Like you're going what the car is telling you is fast, but you're not. Right. Where I just don't think. So I kind of think he doesn't know what's slow. This is just sort of a series of him not really understanding the cliches that he's hitting. Okay. Honda boy racers are up in arms about the Integra nameplate and its legacy. They want the new Integra to embody the memories of a long time ago, to be made for them, but it's not. It's made for people like me. Thanks, Acura. like, what do we think the odds are that this guy is going to buy one of these?
Does
Zero, maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't even say like I bought one. Like,
no, I'm pretty sure this dude is in the teens. If not, doesn't have his license, kind of thing.
Or he's in his 30s and he's like making fun of everyone.
Yeah, or it's just like some next, or we need to get him on here because he's just killing it with the sapphire. Yeah, just every once in a while, there's just some very highbrow cringe on the internet. Like this is kind of in line with that like CRX ad.
Right.
Probably like
it might be the same.
Probably alongside that. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Enough already. Yeah, so basically he's described somebody who doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like Saab 900 turbo. Like,
okay, I want reliability and I like the nice things. And I like sporty cars, but I don't like fast cars.
I think the thing is, if the Integra was actually what he's describing, a car that is like very fun to drive fast, but it's not that fast, and it like actually has some like cool kind of luxury, but is cheap. It's just not. It's just not like basically his long rant just proved that like no, actually the criticism is warranted.
if you have to like bend that much to find the target market for this car.
Yeah. This car is for museum directors.
It's like the complete opposite of what Acura is even marketing it towards. Like all of their ads show like youthful kids, and like they try to make it appealing to like, you know, like I saw like a Spotify rapper ad for it, you know.
Yeah, maybe if they had an ad of like anything close to what he's describing.
Yeah,
like this is a technology manager.
A guy going from his drafting table, you know, to pulls out his accurate keys and gets in his Integra.
He's safe.
Yeah, he leaves the studio after a late night, like molding a sculpture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would say the kind of closest. I think what he is describing is like Mazda's like CUVs kind of get marketed for that. It's like you're like a professional.
Yeah.
Like, do you like leather?
Yeah, it's like you want to look like you're up and coming. You don't have that much money. Like that is actually kind of how Mazda has marketed their stuff. Like like you demand like nicer.
but you still don't have that much money.
Yeah, you don't actually have money, but you want the high end. Anyways, thanks for hanging with us through that.
Damn Integra. Okay, I'm sold on it now.
Yeah, never mind. I take it back.
I can see what it's all about.
It turns out it's because I'm not a technology manager.
I know. Whatever that means. Yeah. I don't know. I don't manage technology. I don't even know. I was like, I don't think that's a real job. Like, what is you manage?
A technology manager or a modern art museum director?
Once I got that job, that's when I found out how good the Integra was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I needed something safe and reliable for my modern art museum director. Man,
goddamn,
fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway,
moving on to a topic that is dear to our hearts.
Okay, so I've mentioned a couple times that I just finished that book about the development of the C5 Corvette.
Oh, you finished it? Hang on.
Yeah, it's not that long, but
okay.
This isn't even really specific to the Vet, but like I mentioned, I know we've talked about like when we're making them. I guess this is probably the same for a lot of creative endeavors. Whether you're editing a movie, it's like we would like editing something that's like a comedy video, and it's like you edit it. Like you keep looking at it until it's no longer funny because you've seen it so many times. I know Coin has talked about that.
And then you're questioning if it's funny at all by the time you're done.
Yeah. And so like in the book, they go into like the testing that they do like after they build like the first version of a car is like insane. Like not just the Corvette, but like any car. But like there's this, I forget exactly what it said, but it was like so and so like hopped in to like take its first run, and like then they do all these like very weird things where it's like you 0 to 60, and then you like slow down and go around this corner, and then like you drive at like a sustained 50 miles an hour, like this like very like specific like test
loop.
Yeah, and it's like the first time he's like, oh damn, this thing is sweet. Like he's like driving the C5 for like the first time. Yeah, like it's like the first guy to like drive the new Vet, or like one of the first guys, and then it's like, and then he proceeded to have to do it like 1,500 more times or something because like it just sounded kind of like, oh, this is so sweet, like, and then just doing that for like months on end.
Yeah, he's like, this thing actually kind of sucks.
Yeah. I wish it had more power. Yeah.
But just I mean, I sort of knew about that, but it kind of like highlights just like what goes into like getting a car ready to produce.
Yeah, they go crazy with the thing. I really like is
they go to like they go to like Canada or whatever, where it's like negative 20, like they have to like get the car to start where like the oil is like hardly even like moving, like it's like frozen almost. And they just,
that's
like anything they,
say.
like anything they do it like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause it basically has to be exposed to the worst conditions that, somebody could buy this thing, and all parts of it, the paint needs to be tested. The window seals need to be tested at negative 20 or whatever. But, I can't find it, but I used to have this picture of the E39 M5 doing cold weather testing, and it's just a bunch of like very German looking dudes standing around it in like Siberia. It's kind of like early mule, which is cool. I love those kinds of pictures. I came across recently a couple of them for the M5. I really wish companies would do a better job of like publishing that stuff.
Like documenting.
I don't know why they kind of. Yeah, I don't know why. Well, they have it, but they just don't really like put it out in the world,
right?
And
I think the average consumer like doesn't really like probably doesn't even know like what goes into like getting something like that ready for the road.
Yeah, like wouldn't you love to see like a kind of janky C8 Corvette in like like super snowy conditions?
Yeah, or they go to like Death Valley in the summer.
Jeep should probably do better hot weather testing, since apparently they're melt.
Screens melting,
and like the carbon fiber like little accent things like pop off in like extreme heat and stuff like that. It's pretty nice.
Delaminating.
It happens.
Yeah.
Okay. So recently, Savage Geese has reviewed the. What's crazy? I was so like into BMW for. I don't know, I guess until like maybe 5 years ago, because every time the new M3 or whatever would come, just every time they'd have a new basically M3 and a new M5, it was like, what motor is it going to have? It's kind of like a big deal. Like
they were going to like change it up quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, like when they came out with the V8 one, it was like, oh, damn. And then they came out with the turbo one. It's very controversial. But now it's like I just stopped caring because I guess they're just always going to be a turbo.
Yeah, until they're electric. Yeah.
Until they're electric. And so I don't even really like follow the new M3 at all. But apparently there's an all-wheel drive one. And it's like out. It's not like teased. It's like on sale. So this is a M4 X Drive, I guess, is probably how it's.
Yeah, the X Drive, means all-wheel drive.
Yeah, and so that probably needed to happen. Like the F10 M5 was the last rear-wheel drive one, and I remember my friend who worked at BMW saying it should be illegal to sell a rear-wheel drive car with this much power. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Like it's so dumb. And so like all-wheel drive in an M car, like those are always kind of seen as like lightweight is kind of supposed to be part of it. And so I think even
the regular, not like the non-M cars, people are always like, unless you live in the snow, don't get the all-wheel drive one. Like it just like takes a lot of the fun.
And so I think the idea, and that's kind of true. Pretty much when a car is made rear-wheel drive and they add all-wheel drive to it, it's not good. It's like kind of an add-on, but it ended up making the car way better. The new M5 is all-wheel drive, and it's like it's like no shit. This thing needed to be all-wheel drive. And so I think the M3 was kind of like that too. The outgoing one was just like way too much power for a rear-wheel drive car. That thing was just like a drift machine. And so apparently the all-wheel drive new one is like insane on track.
Yeah.
It's like you should check out Goose's video. They're just like laughing at how like scary it is.
But it's like still like pretty, like you can still like slide it like super easily. Like it's not just some like super sticky like drift, a grip car.
Yeah, like they did a good job basically. It's like, it could have just been like, oh, it's just like very numb kind of driving experience, and it turned into like, oh, it's actually an exciting but, blisteringly fast all-wheel drive turbo setup. Which was interesting to me. It was like, ooh, like if Goose likes something, I'm immediately
BMW
cool.
is back.
Yeah,
they're back, because I was kind of writing the 3 Series or the M3 off of it. So they were going a little nuts with that. Although one criticism I have of that, like almost all of his videos, is basically just we were making fun of Doug DeMuro for like he goes around a block basically when he drives the cars. He drives it for like a mile.
He does like a 40 to 70 run.
Yeah, but Goose is pretty, even though it's on the street, they're pretty much just like driving it like it's on a track. Like whatever car they're in, they're just like pushing it pretty hard. They're like, this thing is like not great at the limit. Like all their kind of, and like this M3 review, the only driving portion was just on a track. They're just like literally on a track. And it's you kind of lose something about like they don't really do a good job of talking about what is this car like to live with. I think because their formula is just like get it, shoot it, interior impressions, get it on a lift, and then go beat on it. And they're probably done in like a day or two.
Yeah.
They don't really have like a few days to like, I drove it around. Like I lived with it for a bit. So anyways, that was just like one criticism. I mean, I'm sure it's great, but talking about how it can like hold crazy speeds through like 100-mile-an-hour sweeper.
Right. What you're not going to do unless you go on track.
Right.
Yeah, but when I was watching that video when Coin sent the video over, I was watching it and I was like, holy shit, like this is basically like a Nissan GTR, like the old, like the R32 through R34 Skyline GTR. It was like pretty much that exact car. Like I guess except for they were manuals, but like based on a rear wheel drive platform, like twin turbo inline 6 with all wheel drive, like kind of the same size. Like,
it's kind of crazy. I guess when it was coming out, if you just told me like they're making an all-wheel drive M3, I would have been like, that's stupid. That's like such a dumb like formula. Nobody wants a big boat kind of all-wheel drive thing. And then watching that video, it was like, oh, wait a minute, this is like a GTR. Like, hold on.
Yeah, which got me to thinking is like, Toyota brought back the Supra by having BMW build it for them. So BMW should just fucking go to Nissan and say like, we'll build you. It's like, I don't think Nissan has the means to like do anything with their GTR. It's just like,
they're
just have
talking
fucking
about making another one, but
I'm sure it'll be like some electric piece of crap. But like,
it looks like it's about the same weight as an R35 GTR.
Like, just imagine like that BMW with like a sort of like retro-ish, like 90s looking like GTR shape. God, like if Toyota did it, like why doesn't Nissan just do that? That'd be like the story.
That is one criticism of that car. It is pretty ugly. That front end has grown on me a tiny bit because in person, it's not offensive. It's just kind of like, I don't know. It's a little weird. I don't hate it though. I'm not like, oh, like that's so crazy. Like especially in a darker color, it's like, okay, that's just kind of like flamboyant,
right?
But I have a suspicion they're going to change it when they refresh that thing. I think the early ones are just. I think so. I think the early ones will just always be the like pig nose kind of thing, and then they'll just like change. It'll just forever be like this couple model years where it has this like giant nostrils. Yeah, it's funny. Like and finally here, like the end of this podcast, we're going to talk about how the term future classic is pretty modern. That like people now are looking at cars, and maybe it's because there's this perception that gas cars are ending. And so they're really kind of looking at stuff.
Yeah, like the last, I would say like 10 to 15 years. Like, yeah, it's like a new car will come out and it's like from day one, like before the car's even like on sale, people are like, this has the makings of like, this is like a instant classic. Like
this is a future classic, people.
Yeah, but I don't think people talked about cars like that, like back in like the 90s, 80s.
No, I think it's because we've seen a value jump in certain cars, and so immediately people feel like they're in the business of like speculating on what
like what's
investment
next
and what isn't. But something that's kind of catching me off guard is, and this, it feels to me like this is changing rapidly. Like this stuff seems to change like year by year. Where a few years ago there was kind of this sense of like, oh shit, like cars are ending, and so if you like, you better get something from the 90s. Like if you liked any of that stuff, like you better get it. And it almost felt like the perception was like they're going, like you got to get it now. Like these things are, you know, like they're leaving. And then now that that's been like, I don't know, 1 or 2 years of that, it's like, okay, all these people are like holding these cars. Like you know, are you expecting like immediately for it to be the year 2050? It's like, no, you still have to like own this thing for like 30 years for it to, like, it just started to look like some of the 90s cars would be kind of like cool and like interesting classics. But we kind of jumped the gun a little bit. Yeah. It's like they're certainly rare, but like, do you really want to own? You know, I think what happened is people were sort of projecting like a Mark IV Supra is like the peak of
the best car ever made.
The automobile. Yeah, it's just the best car ever made, and like you got to get one, and it's just kind of this legend. And I'm already sort of seeing where it's like, I don't know if that's guaranteed 10 years from now, if people are still gonna give a shit. It's almost like the peak hype might have been a year or two ago. And 10 years from now, when Fast and the Furious is not relevant anymore, you know, it's like even that is kind of like fading. It's like, oh, Mark IV Super, what? Like, which car was that? Yeah, it's like it's not really a guarantee that these cars are forever gonna be like this like super hyped thing. And I think what is really kind of catching me by surprise is it's like nothing, you know, the narrative was like nothing feels like a 90s car. Like if you like those cars, you got to get it. Like they're not building cars like that. But new cars keep coming out that are so good. Yeah. It's like this M4. It's like, really, you want like a stock Mark IV Supra instead of this like 500 horsepower all-wheel drive thing that like you know, I think people were just, the narrative was cars are very digital and disconnected, and it's only going to get worse. And they're not necessarily getting worse. They're kind of like changing the course and going like, oh, people want a little more feel.
Yeah, and I think
like you look at them.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is like with you know, social media, it's like there's this whole new thing of like, how will I look if I have this car? Where it used to just be like, how will I feel when I drive this? Or like, you know, people would still buy cars to like be seen in, but like they would be like these very like, you would buy like a Porsche or a Lamborghini, like because you wanted to like stand out to like people that don't know anything about cars. Like you wanted to like just like get eyeballs. But now it's like, well, how will I look if I have like an E30 M3? Like people will they'll know that I know. Where like I don't think that really
it's not. It's also like a made up scenario. It's like these cars are popular, and like imagine. I think most people's motivation when they're like bidding on stuff on Bring a Trailer is like, imagine me pulling up to Cars and Coffee in this. like like whether or not they even go to cars and like whether or not that's even their style.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of this. I don't know. It's just
that's actually a good point because I think like in the 90s and before, like even like 2000s and before, like the idea of like a car meet didn't really exist. There was nowhere where people really like brought like newish cars to like hang out. There was like classic car shows,
or
like
if there were, it was like a show,
a formal
some
thing.
Import thing, like once a year or something.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with car collecting, I think too. It's like the rise of auction sites like Bring a Trailer and Cars and Bids has made it so the average person can be a car collector and then sell their car easily for a profit, whereas before it was like you had to go to an in-person auction like Barrett Jackson, and it was like very specific cars were only selected for that, where it's like now anyone could buy an old Porsche 914 like your brother, fix it up a little bit, and then make a huge profit selling it on an online auction site. So it's just ramping up.
It's like, well, it's like you can like have like the status of being a car collector without really being one kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. With minimal effort or it's just easy. It's like now you can just sit on your, couch or at your desk and, browse Bring a Trailer and buy a classic car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have seen like, I had to stop looking at Bring a Trailer again. I thought I was okay.
You're off the wagon.
I had to stop. Well, because what did it is I was looking at some auctions for like a 2015 Z28, the Camaro.
Yeah.
And I mean, you pick an auction and look at it, and there'll be people saying like this thing is like undervalued. Like these are, if the car is selling for like 60,000, they'll be like, this is $100,000 car. Like it's just the peanut gallery on that site is so like toxic. It's like a gambling behavior. Basically, it's like no matter what you pay for this, it's not enough. Like whatever. Like you'll see stuff end, and it'll be like there was a E60 M5, the V10 one. I think it was a 2008 6-speed, which is a little bit rare, with 10,000 miles. And some dude paid $130,000 for it.
Jesus Christ.
And which is like crazy, like crazy. Like those cars are like 30 to 40, like
even today,
don't make any sense. Yeah. Today, like if you look at the other auctions, it's like 30 to 40 with like 50,000 miles or something.
Right.
But you'll still get people like, well, you know what? Like this thing is a classic.
It's a V10.
It's like, what more could you like? This is sort of the peak of like just any auction result, where the logical response should be like, dude, are you out of your fucking mind? Like this, like you just paid 4x. It feels a lot like what that site has become is the comment section is just full of people who own that car fluffing the price of that car. Like I own one, and let me tell you, this is one of the best like sports cars at any dollar amount. Like just I'm telling you, pick an auction, any auction.
It's kind of funny, like if you imagine like like an in-person auction, like whatever, Barrett Jackson or whatever, like you're bidding on a car and they're just like two dudes next to you, like, oh dude, go for it, man. Like this
like well
higher, bro. Dude, you can go a little higher. Come on.
Come on. Like clapping and cheering.
Like in addition to like the auctioneer himself, like trying to get you to pay.
These are the best cars ever made.
V10, last of the V10s.
Oh, the last V10 driver's car. Yeah, so you get people
Cars
like that's a good one. E39 M5 and E60 M5. You look at the auctions, and both of them are like, "This is the best sedan BMW's made." It's just, and there's no crossover. The owners from one auction are not going to the owners of the other. It's just this like, this is really kind of weird. I don't know. It's a very weird dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so I'm on there all day talking about stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is the last of the drivers.
Yeah, I did leave a comment on a red M5 auction. I was like, red's the best color. I was definitely partaking.
If you're going to pay a lot for one, make sure it's red.
Yeah, make sure it's red. That's basically what I said. I was like, the only good color is red. So dumb. But that's why I stopped. I was like, well, man, when I can like feel my behavior shifting,
you're like
something that like
M5s are typically overvalued unless they're red, then they're undervalued.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I feel bad for saying it. That's basically what I said. It's like you can't compare a red M5 to the value of another one. It's like, oh God, what have I become? I'm like this very fucking monster. Yeah, I think without realizing it, Bring a Trailer has just forever kind of shifted. I don't know about forever, but a lot of the stuff that we criticize and lament, it's like there are a lot of factors contributing to it, social media and cars and coffee and YouTube and whatever, but like you cannot deny so much of the speculative nature of what the market has become has been driven by Bring a Trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Like even flipping a fucking F-150 Lightning for $100,000 or whatever. It's like,
brand new
that's fucking, yeah, it's like, or a Hummer EV. It's like, yeah, that's fucking from Bring a Trailer. Like,
yeah, they started it.
Like, yeah, they pretty much started it. But I don't know, whatever. I guess it just is what it is. You can't. If it wasn't them, it'd probably be someone else. It's like this. It's like this area of culture that was kind of waiting to be turned into that. Because
waiting to be
really
monetized.
Waiting to be monetized, because it just wasn't really before. It was like if you were into Supra or you were into RX-7, you sort of had to. You would go on to that car's like
community,
forum, their community, and you'd buy it there. And maybe it was a little overpriced among the community, but you kind of had to like dig in to find a good one. Like if you want a good,
you had to embed yourself.
Yeah, you basically decide to buy one, and then you go, search on that thing. And now it's just like, just watch Bring a Trailer, and these things are going up in value.
This is what you want to get.
Yeah. Anyways, I feel like the entirety of this podcast from like episode 1 has been saying Bring a Trailer like sucks. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways. Yeah, well, we'll leave it there. It still does. Update.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hope you guys enjoyed. We don't have a fast food topic to end on, but I feel like that one's pretty good.
I am getting hungry, though.
Yeah.
Damn.
Anyways, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks to our patrons, and thanks to all of you who are still with us. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.
See ya.